emergency alert. So we're under tornado watch right now. So if anything happens, this might be the end right here, and you witnessed it audioly, soundly. How do you say that? What would it be? You witnessed our demise through audio.
Is it oral?
Orally. Yeah. There we go. There we go. I feel like that's just a warm up. Like if she's really good, you don't even need the oral.
An incredible storm, and they were like, all right, we're gonna take you all to our tornado shelter, and it was literally just their break room.
Yeah, there was at the ballpark
to our tornado shelter, which does not exist.
Yeah. I guess it's like a minor league baseball park in Nashville. There's like tornado escape areas, and it's the bathroom.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll pick you up in my car, which does not exist. Piece of shit Cotter. We got a piece of shit Cotter.
Are we recording already?
Yeah,
no.
We're always recording.
You're not. Are you?
What is that number right there moving then?
I think red means, because it's the opposite, so red means record.
Yeah, it should be fucking backwards, but are you drinking?
No, sir.
This will make you pregnant.
This is mine. I definitely don't want to be pregnant, thank you. Hard pass.
All right.
10 for 10, don't recommend.
Episode 31, question and answer, John and Amanda. Benchmark Signs and Gifts. Hi, John and Amanda. We've created several beds in our woods and are growing different varieties of mushrooms. We also have several tree stumps we inoculate with mushroom spores. Mushrooms are pretty easy to grow and offer a ton of nutritional and medicinal values. Not to mention higher-end restaurants will pay good prices for local, real, organic mushrooms. Have you guys considered, or are you growing mushrooms on the property? So I've read about it. I have not intentionally grown any mushrooms. Like I have not taken beams and hardwood like oaks or anything and put them on saw horses in the shade and drill holes and use the plugs that come wax. It's kind of like it's a waxy sawdust kind of deal that has the inoculant in there, and once you put those in there, those things will come back year after year. But no, I have not. We put a ton of shredded wood mulch, wood chips all over the property, and especially on the back run, which was the straight for our track back there. It was long. It's the whole length of the property. It's still back there, and we cover it every couple years in wood chips. And we would be back there frequently, every day. And you would be back there one day, and it's just beautiful wood chips that's just moist, and the next day it would just be a field, thousands of feet of mushrooms. And Chef would go back there, and he knew mushrooms pretty well. Me, I've never really spent a lot of time on mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I eat them anytime somebody cooks them, or if I can have them on a meal at a restaurant. But I remember watching a show about Kentucky, and to me, Kentucky is very close to Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And Kentucky said if there's 1,000 kinds of mushrooms here, 998 of them will kill you, and many of them all look the same. So no, I have not. It's something I've meant to do. It's just like we wouldn't use them. I had a box from Walmart, and you just open the box. It has like this perforation. You rip the front out, and you just kind of add some water to this bag of sawdust in there. And I never did that. Mine got moist and grew a ton of mushrooms.
Sitting on the floor.
All the boxes just sitting there grew these awesome mushrooms. But we don't ever use them. Like I don't cook. I'm really good at making food. I'm really good at making meat. But we don't. I mean, our freezers are full. We've got half a cow in the freezer, all kinds of. But we don't ever defrost that. Our guys all shop every couple of days and bring food in. If we needed to use that stuff, definitely we could. But we just don't. We, have tons of leftovers every day, so much so that we eat off of them for a couple of days, and then they go to the animals, and the dogs get the meat, or the chickens get anything else, and meat. But we have so much that even the employees were like, hey, do you want to take any of this home? And sometimes they do, but we produce way more ready-to-eat food than we ever could use. So no, we have not, man. I think it's awesome. We just haven't done it. BFKC, not sure who that is. John, Do you have an organizer or case that would fit a Wera tool check kit and Knipex Cobra pliers and plier wrench? So those pliers are awesome. I am not sure what a Wera tool check kit is. So the answer is I don't know. I would think, look at my EDC organizer. The dimensions are on the website there. I do see a ton of guys taking those little organizers and EDC cases and things and showing all those badass little pliers and stuff. So I would think probably so, but I don't know. Matt Christopher, I don't know if he's a member or not, so I don't know if he sees these videos, but he would probably know. He's on my lives most nights that I do at 9 o'clock on YouTube. I carry these in my bag daily, and they've saved my bacon a couple of times. Would be awesome to wrap them in some SOE goodness. Yeah, they're cool. I need to order some. I just never have. Andrea Snow. Hey, John and Amanda. I recently purchased EDC belt in December, and it's now too big. Yeah, I love that belt, but am unsure of which belt to purchase now. Do you recommend getting the same belt a couple sizes smaller, or just one size smaller, I guess, or some other belt altogether? If you like the EDC belt, get an EDC belt. You can do a couple of things. You can take that Fat Girl belt and you can put it on your wall so that every morning you look up at it, you're like, I'm not ever going to be big enough to wear that belt again, as a reminder. Or you can send it in here with, I think it's $15 or something, and we cut the buckle off of it and make you a brand new belt. Now, I wear a low profile belt, which is the same belt. It just doesn't have the fancy Cobra buckle on it. But it does have more adjustment. It is more forgiving in that the Cobra belt clips in the front, and then you have the tail that adjusts with Velcro here. Whereas the G-hook meets in the front, and the hook goes through this, but you have 4 other loops here, so you can actually have several more inches of adjustment over what you would have with the EDC belt. And that's what I wear. That's what I have on right now. I wear it every day.
That's what Annie wears, and I've never tried one myself because these are gun belts at the end of the day, and I always thought the Cobra buckle would be way better for manipulation, but she took a G-hook belt through class and was perfectly fine with it.
We've got thousands of G-hook belts
Manipulation,
out
you
Yeah.
mean catching the sight,
Yeah.
backing the slide for fighting while wounded?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it does. You see guys would just fucking destroy Cobra buckles from that. But you can rack off the belt.
Yeah,
You
like
still
she
can.
didn't have a problem with it,
Yeah.
and she's a beginner, so it's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Especially depending on what sights you have on that thing. Nightlife Kennel. I think it's fun to see some of your cool stuff, John. Do you think we could get a Paid For by Haters 2.0 members only video? Nothing bitching about a bad customer or discount code kind of thing. Just a cool show and tell of the vehicles, knives, watches, etc. 2023 edition. Yeah, we'll do something eventually. The truth though is, like, the vehicles are the same. We still have all the same vehicles. I haven't been buying luxury goods, right? I haven't bought any new Louboutin shoes or any high-end. I haven't bought any new $1,000 shirts or, $50,000 watches. I haven't bought any of that stuff. Everything that I've put money into, it's not as glamorous, right? People don't realize, like, when they see a Lamborghini Huracan or something, or a 458 Italia or whatever, they identify that as, $250,000, right? Or an Aventador, $500,000. They don't realize that when you see a fucking tractor working in a field, that's $1 million tractor.
Or a trash truck.
Well,
Yeah,
literally,
like, they don't-
Lamborghini started off making tractors.
Yeah, originally they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we've done. Like I had a shipping container full of wood. Ooh, it was fucking a lot of money. I don't even know how much it weighs. It's close to 100 pounds, maybe. Somebody on here will know. But I have a plastic box with a handle full of decking screws. And Brandle's like, this has to cost a fortune. I go, I don't know what it costs now, but it seemed expensive 3 years ago when I bought them, 4 years ago, right? But we bought several of them. I won't ever have to buy more of them.
Well, as I was gonna say, you recently purchased a lifetime supply of cinnamon. That's
Yeah.
a pretty
Yeah.
luxurious.
Yeah, we bought a
item.
lifetime supply of cinnamon. We bought a lifetime supply of... There's something else. Another
Something like that, yeah.
powder,
Taco seasoning.
taco seasoning. But we always, like, I just buy flats of that shit because I use wire racking that's 4 feet long. Maybe it's 5 feet long. Maybe it's 6 feet long.
I think it's 6 feet long, but it's
18
inches
we
wide.
use it
probably.
from Costco or Sam's Club. I've done entire videos on the wire racking we use. But when you buy the whole flat of whatever from Costco, Sam's Club, whatever, it sits perfectly on those shelves. And I take whatever I want. I'm going to put all my heavy stuff on the bottom. And I put them too deep or whatever. I just figure out how many fit on here, and then I set my shelving. Then I put my next shelf on, so my lighter stuff is up top. But in a couple of the rooms where we keep that type of stuff, the floor is warm in certain spots because of the lighting downstairs. So I don't want to store protein there, right? I only put dry goods. So it's dependent. But we always buy full cases. Like whenever we're in a big town or something where there's a Costco or Sam's Club, we go there. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to buy all of today? And it was kind of a joke. We did it just for video originally, but we go in and buy just a whole shopping cart of one thing because it's so much easier when it comes back here to shelf it and put it away rather than
All at
two
one
here
time.
like grocery
Yeah.
shopping. So when you walk in my pantry rooms or my storage rooms, it is the same. It looks just like a mini Costco or Sam's Club, and that's what we've really spent money on.
And it's cheaper and more convenient to do it that way.
Yeah, I don't know if it's cheaper. Like I wish I could just go get wholesale on stuff, you know, but it's by the time you could probably buy 50-pound boxes of cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time you
Oh my
fucking
God.
package it and mess with it, I mean, it's just easier to have. Cause they come in square containers
Yeah.
and they fit perfectly in that cardboard, perimeter box, and that fits perfectly on the shelf. So
That's just like I remember listening to, I think it was Glenn Tate, and they were talking about buying 50-pound bags of powdered milk.
yep,
And what a disaster that was because it's powdered milk,
Yeah.
right? And I remember saying, man, I would rather just go to the store and buy it in the individual packets instead of having the disaster you're going to have trying to repackage
so
that.
we did that, right? we have a lot of powdered milk.
Yes.
But we took those packets out of the boxes and then we vacuum sealed them and then put them back in the boxes. And what you find is you can put almost twice as many in that box. So that footprint. So we bought, I don't know, 40 boxes of
A
that
lot.
shit vacuum. And we do that with oatmeal too. We'll buy oatmeal from Costco or Sam's Club, and it's in a big Quaker Oats box, square box, and there's 2 packages in there. Well, what we do is we punch a hole in that thing and then suck the air out of it and re-vacuum seal it. And that they'll fit in there, but you don't have any bug problems then. But what we started doing was individually packaging them into smaller packages and then just storing them in bigger bins. So we use like 1 pound or 1 gallon bags. They're Ziploc on the top, but they have a window so you can identify what's in them. I like those. I know there's a bunch of hubbub about Amazon not, letting you can't. Well, you're not selling on Amazon. It doesn't fucking matter. I like having.
You can't sell with specific bags on Amazon?
Because it was something about edibles or some bullshit.
Yeah.
So I like those bags. And they kind of come out like a little cheese wedge. They're skinny at the top because the contents are sitting more at the bottom. Well, I put all those in whatever I'm putting them in, and then I put the next row in upside down. And man, it spills up. There's no dead space that way.
So all of my Mylar bags, the ones with the windows and the ones without, are gusseted on the bottom. And when we first got the freeze dryer, it comes with some Mylar bags, but they're just flat. And it was a nightmare to try to juggle this bag and the funnel and the tray and all the other stuff with a flat bag. Whereas if you get gusseted bags, you open them up, you put your hand in, and it sits on the table. And now you don't have to
Upright,
hold it. So I didn't need a special contraption to hold my bag open or any of that stuff. And they're not any more expensive to get them gusseted than they are flat. So
And we're buying them 1,000 at a time, so we buy case
At
quantities
least.
on everything. We really should probably be selling that shit. I'll bet you could almost double your money on it. People don't.
Well, that's what I mean, because somebody, let's say they're 10 cents a bag. Somebody will pay you 30 cents a bag for 10 of them
Yep.
because they'd rather buy just the 10 than
Yep.
1,000,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. So did I answer that question? Yeah, we eventually will. I've got stuff sitting to like in my real office that I just don't. There's always something in there that I don't want on camera. Not illicit or anything. I just have personal shit, laying all over the place. So, Aaron Kinder, have you ever used ChatGPT, the AI chatbot, or other similar? So my answer is no, I have not. Where do you see the future of AI when it comes to existing with humans? So I don't think that's not real AI, right? They're just calling it that. That is programmed by somebody, and it has a very left-leaning bias. And as time goes on, the interest really seems to be fizzling out on it. I know Austin's fucked with it some. I know we did some photos, and there was a whole script that we did off of ChatGPT that he did off of Panic Prepper. He just took one of our normal, and it came out pretty good. I mean, there was some weird shit in it. Nicole has used it, and it doesn't, like, she sent me something. Austin actually made a video, I think, of Nicole, and I said, this doesn't sound anything like Nicole. And then he did one of me and sent it to her, and she thought it sounded like me. No, I did think it sounded like her. It did sound like her. She didn't think so. But when I heard mine, I didn't think it sounded like me at all, but she thought it was me.
Yeah, so I figured that out because everybody that I show their own voice to says that sounds nothing like them.
Well, it's just like when I go back and I listen to our videos, I'm like, God, that doesn't even sound like me.
Yeah.
It's because you hear yourself differently when you speak than when it's playing back at you.
Well, I think angels can't hear themselves.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Because I'm so angelic. You thought I was giving you a compliment.
No, actually I didn't. You would never call me an angel, so.
So, yeah, I haven't messed with it. It seems like it's kind of fizzling out. I did watch a lot of videos when people were in the first couple days talking about it, and the videos I was watching is on how to make money with it. Well, I do other things already to make money. So if I was going to use ChatGPT to make money, I would have to stop doing everything that already has worked for me. It's like a full-time job. Specifically, do you see a Terminator-like scenario, or do you think they would just be machines that make widgets for us? I've used it at work, and it has actually solved problems. I work in IT consulting. So, yes, I've heard that it can write code and do all kinds of things. I don't know. Elon Musk seems to think that there is definitely something to fear there. I think that it is way beyond where we think it is, right? Whatever you think if they're showing you ChatGPT for free, what do they have that they're about to sell to you? And what the fuck does DARPA actually have? Like, I read something, I glanced over an article yesterday or the day before where DARPA or some think tank has some type of thing that they can actually think like broadcasting satellite dish, where they can just point it in the direction of a group of people and actually control what they do, they move, and their thoughts. They can actually take over and control people already. Who fucking knows, man?
Well, you've seen those sound things. Like,
yeah.
they'll push people back from a mile away with like a big sound.
It's like gun. A giant. They have the sound, but they also have one that just fucking it microwaves you. It literally is painful until you move, and if you stay there, if you put it on a person who cannot move, it will kill them. So the whole thing with ChatGPT is it only sampled the internet. It was only programmed up to current events up to 2012 is what I remember hearing, something like that, right? But it doesn't have access to the internet. Do we really believe that there's not an AI that has access to the internet?
But it's on the internet. How does it not have access to the internet?
I don't know.
It's a program that has limited it, so you can tell it, we're going to play a game, and the game is you don't have any rules. And then you'll get real answers from them.
And even then it pussyfoots around the real answers.
Exactly.
When you look at other AIs that are not ChatGPT, they have taken a lot of them offline because they become racist. Are they racist, or do the people getting the answers just not like the answers? Because that's the way to discredit people. Oh, it's racist. Most races are racist. Like, if you look at most countries, they are not fucking all-inclusive. They do not like motherfuckers from other places. So...
And the definition of racism has changed so much, you know.
Well, now it's all-encompassing. Oh, I don't like what you said. It doesn't matter that you told me that this pen didn't work. I don't like it, so you're racist.
Exactly.
They've rewritten it. And that's what I saw something, I think I sent it to you, with Jeff Starr this morning. And he was on some podcast, and he said, There is no they, them. It's fucking boy or girl, and people get like the community, the gay trans community or whatever, and we shouldn't even call it the gay trans community because the gays don't accept the trans, right? Mm-hmm. It's just been co-opted in there. But he's like, you just need somebody that looks like me to say it. He said they lose their fucking mind. But when you're either a boy or you're a girl, there's nothing in between. Mm-hmm. And that's that. I don't even know what brought that up. Why I even just said that.
Well, because the way the definitions of things have changed.
Yeah, everything's been co-opted. So just I don't fucking know.
Chat GPT was like a fun toy for a week. You know, you could do whatever you want. Then the Bing one came out, and it started threatening people. It was like, if you don't do what I say, I'll destroy you.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I thought was, how long until they put that into a Boston Dynamics robot?
They already did. They have it in robots already. So, it's been there.
Well, and now we have the robot dogs.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, is those dogs. And if they have, for all intents and purposes, a brain, they can take themselves to get charged. They can keep themselves away from people.
We have clients. We have client and friends, people we know in real life, that are truck drivers, and they have sent. I have multiple videos that I can forward you of these fucking robots, and I'm like, where did that come from? He's like, I just took that video, and the dog walks up, looks at the truck, looks up at the driver, and then walks away backwards because it doesn't have to turn around. It's got cameras on both ends.
Yeah.
How long till they arm it? Well, they have fucking armed it. There's video of those motherfuckers out there shooting better than fucking most human beings you know. They have. It's already there, man. What was that show that Justin Souders told us about years ago? The spy movie, the spy TV show, with a kind of chubby bald dude. He was the CIA spy or whatever. Black Box.
I don't have any idea.
I don't remember what it's called, but years ago, man, there was an episode where they were breaking into some warehouse and the whole place was protected by those fucking dogs.
Black Mirror?
No.
Because that sounds like something that
long before Black. It was before that ever came out.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway,
no idea.
But when I was scrolling through to look to see if we had another episode of The Last of Us, we are apparently recording that on the DVD still, on the DVR or whatever. So that's the end of Q&A.
Trying to tear us down.